Good morning. Today is November 1st, Tuesday, November 1st, 2022, and that's the Feast of All Saints. I'd just like to begin with the morning prayers, and then I'm going to bless, sanctify, consecrate the exquisite rosaries that I received yesterday from Mr. Nobody, and I will show you them in a minute. In nomine Dei Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Let us place ourselves in the presence of God and humbly adore the Trinitarian Theophany. Most holy and adorable Trinity, one God and three divine beings, I believe that thou art here present. I adore thee with the deepest humility. I render to thee with my whole heart the homage which is due to thee. O my God, relying on thine infinite goodness and promises, I hope to obtain the pardon of my sins, the help of thy grace, and life everlasting, through the merits of God Jesus Christ. O my God, I love thee above all things with my whole heart and soul, because thou art all good and worthy of all love. I love my neighbor as myself for love of thee, and I forgive all who have injured me, and ask pardon of all whom I have injured. Let us thank God for the many graces that we receive from the Trinity, and offer our sufferings up to them. O my God, I most humbly thank thee for all the favors thou hast bestowed upon me to the present moment. It is again thanks to thy bounty that I should live to see this day, and I desire to employ it solely in thy service. I consecrate to thee all my thoughts, words, actions, and sufferings of this day. Sanctify them, O God, that there may be none that is not animated by thy love, or that would not tend to thy greater glory. Let us make a firm resolution to avoid evil and to do good, and let us beg of God the graces which are necessary to us. O my God, thou knowest my weakness, and that I am unable to do anything good without the help of thy grace. Deny me not thy grace, O God, proportionate to my necessities. Give me strength to avoid everything which thou forbiddest, to practice the good which thou hast commanded, and enable me patiently to bear all the trials which it may please thee to send me. O God, Our Lady, my mother and patroness, I place myself under thy protection. I throw myself with confidence into the arms of thy compassion. Be to me, O Mother of Mercy, my refuge in distress, my consolation in suffering, my advocate with thine adorable Son, now and at the hour of my death. O my God, I am heartily sorry for having offended thee, and I detest all my sins, because I dread the loss of heaven and the pains of hell. But most of all, because I have offended thee, my God, who art good and deserving of all my love. I firmly resolve, with the help of thy grace, to confess my sins, to do penance, and to amend my life. And before I consecrate the rosaries, let's talk about justice, the second of the cardinal virtues. Prudence was the first, the mother of all virtues. Justice is the second. The first duty in justice is toward God. We have the duty to pray, say the Rosary 150, to worship, to obey the God who has shown such great love to each one of us, and whom we must love above all things. Sometimes I just lay in bed or in a chair at peace and just feel the love and the warmth surrounding me. And I send it back. So God has shown us such great love. We must obey. We must love God above all things. In justice to God, we uphold vows taken to him and make sacrifices for the sake of his love, such as accepting martyrdom rather than abandoning the faith. The second duty in justice is toward our neighbor. A person must not only refrain from doing evil toward his neighbor, but also do what is good toward his neighbor. As such, a person must respect the rights of each being. I changed that from person to being. Person is a artificial living being. Me and my English and my law. I don't like the English language I'm learning. And establish relationships which promote equity among all people and build up the common good. The virtue of justice has three dimensions: commutative or reciprocal justice, distributive justice, and legal or general justice. Commutative or reciprocal justice governs relationships between beings. Strictly speaking, here is contract justice. The meaning of the contract between individuals is to identify each party's rights and to guarantee one party's claim to a certain benefit as much as the other's obligation to provide that benefit. Looking at the broader spectrum of justice, distributive justice orders the relationship of the community as a whole to its individual members. In justice, the whole community must promote the common good for each person, not just the majority. Therefore, those entrusted with the care of the common good must make sure individual members are given what is their due. For example, in justice, the government must ensure that each person has proper food, clothing, shelter, medical care, and educational opportunities, which are basic goods for the dignity of each person. Here one recognizes the duty of the whole community to care especially for those members who are most vulnerable: the unborn, the old, the sick, and the disabled. Finally, legal or general justice concerns the individual's relationship to the whole community. Every person has the duty to uphold and obey the just laws that ensure the common good. For instance, every citizen has a duty to support the common good through the defense of the country or through the payment of, well, I'm not going to say that because I have to research that. Virtues that derive from justice include piety. Here, the proper reverence and service to our parents, country, and others in legitimate authority. And again, legitimate authority. We have not lived under legitimate authority. Virtues that derive from justice include piety, obedience, gratitude, veracity, affability, which is the proper friendliness and civility among all, and equity. Next, the virtue of fortitude enables a person to stand firm, to stand firm against and endure the hardships of life, and to remain steadfast in pursuing what is good. Here, such steadfastness and endurance reflect the soul's clinging onto what is good. Genuine fortitude does not entail making sacrifices or risking one's life arbitrarily or foolishly. However, genuine fortitude is always exercised in accord with reason, assesses the true nature and value of things. For example, asking whether something is it really worth sacrificing for, and involves a just cause. Fortitude strengthens the individual's resolve to resist the temptation, overcome personal weaknesses, and make sacrifices for what is good. To have fortitude does not... Did I jump into that next one? Oh, okay. I jumped ahead. I apologize. That was fortitude is for tomorrow. I'm going ahead. I'm not thinking. Okay. That is justice. And I'm going to caveat that under a Catholic monarchy, justice becomes self-evident. And it would be easy to carry that out with the Catholic monarchy. Most people don't understand what a Catholic monarchy would be like. That's because most people do not understand what the Catholic faith is. To be quite frank, they don't even know. They haven't ever experienced it. It's sad but true. So one way that we can thwart this upside down society is through the saying of the Rosary 150, as Our Lady has asked us to do during these times. So let us do that. I will show you these in a minute. I'm going to hold them up for you. In nomine Deum, Matronum Nostrae, Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. O my Deum, Matronum Nostrae, Deum Iesum Christum, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. With your authorization, I consecrate these Rosary 150s. In nomine Deum, Matronum Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. May they be a sign of your love for us, a protection from temptation, and a weapon against all evil, for the owner and bearer for all time. Deo gratias. Okay, now I want to explain this one that Mr. Nobody made for me. He made it for my son Ben. It's not for me. My son Ben, he's pretty rough on things. It's true. I have a 22-year-old, 2-year-old here, so he pulls everything apart, wants to examine them. This, I can't even, the video probably won't even do it justice. How beautiful. It's the most exquisite rosary I've ever seen. I'm in awe, and as is my family. That's Ben's. Let me put that away. And this one, okay, he made for me. This is the beautiful blue. Of course, me in the blue. I like the blue. You can tell. Come on. Again, my words can't express how beautiful this is. And lastly, this is, I think this is my wife's birthstone color. And this was made for her. So, Mr. Nobody, with sincere thanks and appreciation, I know the effort. I could see how much that went in there, and I'm moved. I'm extremely moved. These are heirlooms. These are absolutely gorgeous. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. And let us begin Mass in thanksgiving for all these on the special feast of All Saints. Deum Matronum Nostrae, Deum Iesum Christum, and Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. All know who the saints are. We don't have to worry about figuring that out for this Mass. Must ring the bell. De vobiscum et quoque potei. Oremus. O God, the Creator and Redeemer of all the faithful, grant to the souls of thy servants and handmaids the remission of all their sins, that they may obtain by loving prayers the forgiveness which they have always desired, who livest and reignest with thee, one God, forever and ever. Suscipe Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum Honkum Agalatum Hostium. Quam ego in unus famulos tuos oferi tibi, Deum meum vivum et verum, pro numeribus peccatis et offensionibus et legitensis meis, et pro omnibus circumstantibus et pro omnibus fidelibus catholicorum vivis aquae defunctis, ut mihi et illis proficiat ad salutem. Deum qui humanis substantia dignitate miribiditu condidisi et miribidus reformatio da nobis peruhus aquae divina mysterium eis divinitatis esse, consortes qui immunitatis nostrae fieri dignatis is particeps. Deum Iesum Christum Filium, qui ticum viviet et renat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Affedimus tibi Deum calicem salutaris tuam depecantes clementium, ut in conspectu divini mei statis tue pro nostra totius mundi salute, cum adore suavitatis ascendat. In spiritu humilitatis et in animo contrito suscipi amarate Deum Iesum Christum, et sequiet sacrificium nostrum ex fetu tuo hodie, uplatia tibi Deum matronam nostrae et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Veni Sanctificator, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum et benedicit oblata prosequendo, recepere hoc sacrificium tuo sanctum nomini preparatum. Suscipe Sancta Trinitas oblationem quam tibi afferimus a memoriam passionis, resurrectionis et ascensionis. Deum Iesum Christum et in honorem Deum matronam nostrae et Deum et Papa Petrum Sanctorum et istorum et omnium Sanctorum. Ut illis proficiat ad honorem nobis autem ad salutem, et illi pro nobis intercedere in celis, quorum amorem agimus in te speri in Christum Deum nostrum. Orate, ut meum ec vestrum sacrificium acceptabile fiat ab Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Suscipiat Deum Iesum Christum sacrificium de manibus tuis, ad laudam et gloriam, nomini sui ad utilitatem quoque nostram totiusque ecclesiae suae sanctae. Deum vobiscum, quoque apud te, sursum corda, habemus ad Deum. Gratias agamus Deum nostrum, dignum et justum est. Legito clementes in mater pater, Deum matram nostrae, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per Deum Iesum Christum Filium tuum, Deum nostre. Supplites ragamus ac petimus. Ut accepte pes et benedicas ex sanctam sacrificium miribata. In primis quae tibi afferimus pro ecclesiam tuam sanctam, catholicam compatificare custodiri ad honore et regere dignidis toto obiterarum atque catholicae. Memento Deum famulorum quae tuorum. We pray for the sick and the suffering. We pray for Henry Santa Croce, Barbara Santa Croce, Benedict Michael Santa Croce. Pray for Mr. Nobody, Brad Fitzsimmons, Amelia, and the Keller family. We pray to remove all Lucifer and Lilith avatars from social media and television. We pray for Mr. Nobody to receive the funding and the labor force necessary to bring the First Sedevacantist Catholic Council office in Monastery of Illinois to completion. We pray for an end to abortion, all governmental sanctioning or allowance of abortion. And we pray against the Great Reset, against mindless people who have surrendered their ability to reason to the elites. And not only their ability to reason, but their ability to be moral, their conviction. May we pray for the conviction of all souls to stand fast to Catholic morality, to hold it up as an honor, as a badge. All this we ask with God's holy will in mind. Et omnium circumstantium quorum tibi fides cognita est et nota devotio, pro quibus tibi afferimus, veru qui tibi offerunt hoc sacrificium laudis, pro se suisque omnibus, pro redemptione animarum, suarum prospe salutis et inculamitatis sui, tibi queredum vota sua aeterna Deum vivo et vero. Communicantes et memone venerantes in primis gloriose semper Deum Mater nostre, Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum et Beatorum Martyrium Torum Papa Sancta Petri, et Sancta Lucia, et Sancta Jacinta, et Sancta Francisco, et Sancta Juan Diego, et omnium sanctorum tuorum corum meritis, praecibusque concedes ut in omnibus protectionis tuae moneam auxilio, per innum Christum Deum nostrum. Per quem hec omnia, quam oblationem de Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum in omnibus, consecratem acceptabilem quae feceri dignitis ut nobis corpum, et sanguinem fiat didictissimi filium tuum Deum Iesum Christum. Qui pridie quam Pater et recepit panem sancta sacramentalibus manus suas, et derivatis oculis in caelum ad Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, suum omnipotentem tibi gratias agens, consecravit, fregit, dedique luminis sui dicens ocipit et manducate ex hoc omnes. Hoc eis enim corpus meo. Simili modo postcom ceremonias accipiens et hunc precalum calicem in sancta sacramentalibus manus suas item tibi gratias agens Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, consecravit dedique luminis sui dicens ocipit et vivit ex omnes. Hic est enim calix sanguinis mei, mysterium fidei, quae pro nobis et pro multis effundetur in remissionem peccatorum, et quod est sempre ceritis in memum facetis. Unde et memores Deum nos servitui, sed plebs tua sancta, iustem Christum filium tuum Deum nostre, tam et passionis nec non et ben feliz resurrectionis, sed et in celos gloriose ascensionis afferimus, reclari maestati tui tuis donis ac datis, supraque propitio ac serena vulturis ficeri dignitis. Supplices eragamos, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, ibe hec perferi per manus tuum, ut quod, executaris participationis sacrosanctum Deum Filium tuum, corpus et sanguinem subsonimus omni benedictione celeste gratia Dei per amor per innum Christum Deum nostre. We pray for the deceased, and we especially pray for Robert White, for whom this Mass is being offered. Ipsis Deum et omnibus in Christum crescentibum locum refrigerii, lucis et pacis, ut indulge est placamur per innum Christum Deum nostrum, per quem hic omnia Deum Iesum Christum semper bona creas, sanctificas, vivificas, benedicis et preces nobis. Per ipsum et cum ipso et in ipso Spiritum Sanctum, omnis honor et gloria. Ave Deum, matronam nos et gratia plena Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum tecum, sanctam tuum in mulieribus, Deum matronam nos et matronam Deum Iesum Christum, ora pro nobis peccatoribus nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Libera nos, quae sumus Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum avunimus malis praeteritis praesentibus et futuris, et intercedente beata gloriosa semper Deum matronam nostrae, cum Papa Petrum Sanctorum et omnibus sanctis, da propitios pacem in diebus nostris. utopi misericordiae Tuae, aduiti et a peccato, simus semper liberi et ab omni perturbatione securi. Per eundum Deum nostrum Iesum Christum Filium Tuum Deum nostrum, qui tecum vivit et reinat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per aeternam. Pax Deum Iesum Christum sit semper vobiscum, et quoque apote. Et commixtio et consecratio, copris et sanguinis Deum Iesum Christum fiat accipientibus nobis in ad salutem aeternam. Pax tecum et quoque apote. Deum Iesum Christum, qui ex voluntate Deam matrona nostrae, coprante Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per mortem tuam bonum vivificasti, libera me per hoc sacrosanctum corpus et sanguinum, tuum ab omnibus iniquitatibus meis et universis malis, et fac me tue semper inhadare mandatis et nunquam separare permittas, qui cum eodem Deam matronam nostrae, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum vivis et regnam aeternam. Perceptio corporis tui Deum Iesum Christum, quod ego in inus sumere praesimo non mi proveniat in idit summa condemnationem, sed pro tua pietate prosit mihi et tutum medis corporis, et ad me dedam percipiendum qui vivis et reinas, cum Deum matronam nostrae in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Panem celestem accipiem et nomen Deum Iesum Christum invocabo. Dea matronam nostrae non sunt dignis, ut disutete meam, sed tantur verba sabratronam mea. Deum Iesum Christum non sunt dignis, ut disutete meam, sed tantur verba sabratronam mea. Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum non sunt dignis, ut disutete meam, sed tantur verba sabratronam mea. Corpus Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima meam. Quid retribuam Deum Iesum Christum pro omnibus, quid retribuit mihi, calicem saetaris accipiem et nomen Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum invocabo. Laudans invocabo Deum matronam nostrae et ab inimicis meis salvus ero. Sanguis Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima meam. Codore subsumus Deum Iesum Christum puramente capiamis et immunere temporae fiat nobis remedium sempiternam. Corpus tuum Deum Iesum Christum, quod sumpse sanguis competa have visceribus meis et presta ut in me non remeniat scellera macula quem pura et sancta refugiena sacramenta. Deum vobiscum et quoque pote. Oremus. O my Deum, Iesum Christum, please pardon my sins, save me from the fires of hell. Please deliver all souls from purgatory, especially those in most need. And may the prayer of thy suppliants profit the souls of thy servants and handmaids who beseech thee, O God, that thou mayest free them from all sins, and make them sharers in thy redemption, who livest and reignest with thee, one God, forever and ever. Deum vobiscum et quoque pote. Ite mises, Deum gratia. Pacia tibi sancta Trinitam obsequum substitutis mei, et presa ut sacrificium quod oculis tuae maestatis in illus optori tibi setat tablemique et omnibus, pro quibus idut optori siti miserante propitiabre et per Christum Deum nostrum. Benedicat vos omnipotens Deum, Matronam et Filium et Spiritum Sanctum, Deum Matronam Nostrae et Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gracias. So I wanted to also really quickly discuss, I have a list of people that I pray for, and I just go through the list day by day. And I've had a couple of requests from our OurLadyIsGod.com website, and I wanted to give them a heads up as to when I'm going to be praying for their friend or relative. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In 5 days, Mass will be said for Rachel, who is ML's sister, Rachel Lee. And in 6 days, and then on the day after will be Etna Ambrose, and I believe that was from Peter Paul. Just to give you guys a heads up, in 5 days, 6 days. So if anybody would like to add a name to to have Mass said for them, please email me their name and I will put them on this list. Okay, let us say the Fatima prayer. Oh my God, I believe, I adore, I hope, and I love thee. I beg of thee pardon for those who do not believe, do not adore, do not hope, and do not love thee. Most Holy Trinity, Dea Matronam Nostrae, Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. I adore thee profoundly, and I offer to thee the most precious body, blood, soul, and divinity of God Jesus Christ, present here, in reparation for the outrageous sacrileges and indifference by which he himself is offended. And through the infinite merits of his most sacred heart and the Immaculate Heart of God, Our Lady, I beg of thee the conversion of poor sinners. In nomine Dei Matronam Nostrae, Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gracias. Again, thank you. Tomorrow we will continue the virtues, and tomorrow will be fortitude, as you already got a glimpse. Please go out and sanctify all who you meet today. Be a saint on today's All Saints' Day.